Now here in Glasgow, our average environmental footprint is 2.9. That means every one of us is living a lifestyle, leading a life that actually takes 2.9 planets to support. And we've got to somehow or other get that down to one planet. Mike Reynolds is one of the guys who for 30 years has been trying to persuade us how to do it. Garbage warriors. It should really be something like hippies with hammers. Being a hippie actually means questioning the conventional way of thinking, questioning the status quo, questioning the way we just naturally and normally do things, and looking for new solutions, new ways of living, then please call me a hippie. Sustainable development, which is the kind of complex techie term for much of what the film is about, to me has always been about exploring those kind of unvisited frontiers between conventional jobs, conventional disciplines, conventional roles that we all have to adopt, and trying to find in those gaps between traditional ways of thinking new solutions, new ways of thinking. And Mike Reynolds actually calls it in the film going beyond the rule book. He also says that he believes that evolution is about making mistakes. Well, certainly mankind is pretty good at making the mistakes, so bring on the evolution. He claims as well that political systems will only respond when there's a disaster. I've spent 30 years of my professional life working more or less in or for or with government, and I spent a lot of time working on flooding issues related to climate change in Scotland, and yet we used to hope each winter there would be a major flood, because it was the only way to get government to seriously respond to what we'd been trying to say for decades about climate change driving more and more flood risk here in Scotland right now and affecting every one of us. So no doubt he's right. We need disasters, and let's just hope the next disaster is somewhere in the developed world, because disasters in the developing world just don't seem to matter, do they? Mike makes it look as though if we want to take materialism out of our life, that you actually have to live in a kind of mud house made of rubber tires and plastic bottles. And I really don't believe that you actually have to go down that kind of lifestyle. I can live quite happily at home with my carpets, which are 80% recycled, and some of them carbon neutral. I can quite happily enjoy my organic whiskey in a glass that is 100% recycled glass. And I can even go out with the protection of my umbrella, which is 78% recycled. I hope, these kind of demonstrate to you that there are good modern products that are making use of that closed loop technology. We don't need to throw things away and chuck it in holes in the ground. We can actually develop sensible local economies, reusing all the waste that we generate and putting it to good use in new products that we can then reuse. Mike Reynolds is an architect, and it was another architect, a famous one, Buckminster Fuller, who said that the trouble with planet Earth is that it didn't come with an instruction book. Well, I think guys like Mike Reynolds are actually writing parts of those instruction book. So sit back and be inspired.